Do you sometimes or often expect others to be perfect? Are you often disappointed with others and feel like they're letting you down? Then stay tuned. This video is all about managing our expectations of other people. Hey everyone, happy to see you tuning in again. This is Becoming an Expert at Self-Leadership. I'm Maika, a psychologist, and here to share thoughts and facts that empower us to live a fulfilled life. Perfectionism has many aspects to it, and one of those aspects is what we expect of others. Do we expect others to be perfect? Do we expect the people in our life to be superhuman, to never make mistakes, to be someone they're not, to live up to our fantasies? How high is the standard that we set towards the behavior of the people in our life? Now, this standard can be too low, and then we end up exposing ourselves to behavior that we don't have to and shouldn't expose ourselves to. But it can also be too high, and then we end up only seeing other people's faults. We'll be judgmental, start criticizing and nagging. This will create disagreement, conflict, and hurt us. It'll hurt the other person. It'll hurt the relationship. And when I say relationship, this applies to all kinds of relationships, to relationships at work, in families, partnerships, friendships. So when I speak of relationship in this video, I mean all these different types of relationships. Let's take a look at what it can mean to expect too much of another person and how we can shift to a kinder and more accepting perspective. You are everything to me. It's expecting too much if we expect another person to be everything to us. Our family, our best friend, our supporter, perhaps even our lover. No one person can fulfill all of the relationship needs that another person has. We can't look at someone and expect them to be everything to us. We need to expand our circle and join another friend to make a certain type of shared experience that we can't have with this other person. You will make me happy. This is another unrealistic expectation. Happiness rests on a lot of pillars, never on one other person. The foundation of happiness is our relationship to life and how we see and treat ourselves. Other people can be part of our happiness, but never the only source of it. And they can never make up for unresolved inner issues and attitudes. You will increase my status. This is the expectation that another person will increase our reputation and status. It's wanting the other person to behave in ways that will make us look good next to them. For example, not wanting kids to misbehave as a parent because that could hurt my reputation. The same applies to all other kinds of relationships. And of course, people are their own entities, and they need to know that you love and accept them for who they are, especially when they make a mistake. Also, what often happens with people who are ashamed of their friends and family when they're out and about with them in public is that they start micromanaging what they do. So this could also be a place to start. If you notice some traces of that in yourself, to let the people in your life be who they are when you're out and about and not micromanage their every move. You can read my mind. The underlying assumption here is that if someone really loves me, they will know what I need and what's going on in my mind without me having to tell them. The problem here is that no one can read minds. By the way, I also can't, which is something that is often suspected of psychologists. This is just another expectation that sets us up for conflict in relationships. When someone loves us, that does not mean that they can read our mind. It means that they'll be interested to hear what's going on in our mind. So we need to do our part of opening up, of communicating what we went through, what's going on, what we need, and all of that. You should be infallible. Humans make mistakes, and that applies to us and to other people. It's asking too much if we expect other people to never make a mistake. We can remove a lot of conflict from our life if we can accept that other people are also human, and that means that they will make mistakes. That also makes it easier to be forgiving and to also ask ourselves, what did I do to contribute to this situation? What did I do that made it harder for this person to behave the way they want to behave? Another way to counteract this expectation is to repeatedly and continuously look for the strengths of that person, to see what they're doing well, to see how hard they're trying, to express our gratitude frequently, to let go of our you should be like this or that, to accept them for who they are, to allow them to be who they are, and to love them for that. Why don't you love me? This is when we expect someone to express their love exactly the way we express love. Maybe you've heard of the concept of the love languages, which means that we all have different ways of showing love and of recognizing that someone is expressing love. This makes relationships interesting and tricky because it can mean that someone may be expressing love, but the other person may not be recognizing that. And that's why it's super helpful to get to know the people that are in your life and to understand how they express their love, how they recognize love. What does it mean to them to exchange love? Does it mean to cook something for someone, to ask how someone's doing, to spend time together, to give someone a present, or to support someone in a project that's important to them? When we learn to recognize the way the people in our life express love, it makes relationships so much warmer and deeper. Thanks for watching. Reflecting on our expectations of others has such a potential to improve our relationships. If you would like to support this channel, then like always, please leave a like beneath this video. Subscribe if you're new here and you'd like to receive these nuggets from psychology and self-leadership regularly. Till next time, take care and remember to allow others to be human and themselves.